which is the 2022 early signee that you like the most? Now, I did a YouTube short about this, and I went ahead and already kind of gave away my two. If you're watching over on YouTube, if you're following me on YouTube, my first thought was Cade Klubnik. Cade Klubnik. I wanted Cade. I'm looking forward to him. But then my second thought after that was maybe I should take a step back, not put so much pressure on him and ruin it. I don't want to jinx the kid. So I'm going to take a step back. I'm not going to Cade Klubnik this time. I'm going to do, like I said, on YouTube Shorts, and I'm going to say for offense, I've got to go with Antonio Williams. I talked about the need at the slot receiver position. I feel like that he can come in and make an early impact because they really do need that niche player in the slot position, or niche player in the slot position, whatever you want to say. I think that it was a huge mistake. We said this at the beginning. Remember at the beginning of the season, I said, I don't know how I feel about Justin Ross at the slot. Well, they really had not very many options because of injuries and COVID issues. And if you noticed, Brandon Spector even had surgery recently. So it wasn't like he was just, not playing for no reason. He was really seriously had some medical issues going on. So Spector was out. Then you had Taylor was out. And then you had Ross, not really a good fit. Then you tried with Will Brown. You tried with Will Sweeney. And then you finally found Bo Collins, and he worked out for you. So it worked out towards the end of the year, but I really think they need to get back to their more traditional slot receiver. And I think, and I said this before they even offered him, Antonio Williams is that guy. I look forward to seeing what he can do and how great he can be. And so he's already been playing it at Dutch Fork. Just come on and do it for Clemson. And then on defense, there after all the decommits, there's not as many defensive players anymore.
No, there's not.
It kind of almost made me emotional because it was a class of a bunch of defensive commits and a few offensive commits, and now it's like even, and so it's a little bit sad. But I will say of all of them, I think Jaden Lucas, again, an in-state recruit, is so important. Not only that, but the best in-state recruit. And then also, if you look at it, with the loss of Everett, you don't really get that big time cornerback. You lost a cornerback, so it's important to keep that there. I think if you look at the overall depth chart, let me pull up my Twitter sheet here, my 2022 depth chart. Sheridan Jones is going to be a senior. Fred Davis is going to be a junior. Crazy. It's crazy to think, Al. I feel like it was just yesterday we did a recruiting video on the kid.
Yeah.
Malcolm Green, same thing. Allen was talking about Malcolm Green before he was even recruited. He's a junior now, dude. We're getting so old. Nate Wiggins, a sophomore, and then that's it. So you got four guys. So basically 2 deep in cornerbacks.
Yeah.
And Lucas and Pride are going to be your 3 deep, and they're going to be rotated. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to get some playing time there. So those are my 2 guys. Al, we'll start with you. What do you think?
Look, I mean, it's really coming down to me. I'm going to go with my top impact player, and it's Toriano Pride. I think Toriano Pride is the cornerback that I like the most. Jaden Lucas is the one that gets all the pub. He's the 5-star or the pushing 5-star, depending on what service you're looking at. He's the hometown kid, so to speak, or the home state kid, I guess I should say. He's from Malden, and I love Toriano Pride. I liked his film from the beginning. I was saying this, over a year ago when we started looking at this guy. I like his build. I think he's physical. I think he's tough. I think he's going to come in, and I think he can compete right away, honestly, especially with the fact that Mario Goodrich is going pro, and I didn't expect that at all. I didn't see that coming. And the fact that you're losing both starting corners, I think Nate Wiggins will start at one side. I think he's shown a lot of promise this year. And I don't know that Toriano Pride is going to come out and start necessarily, but I think he has that potential to maybe take over that role mid-season. I think he's the guy. I think he's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I think Cade Klubnik is the easy answer here. If that a lot of people wanted to go with, but I really like his ability or Pride's ability to come in and play earlier. Klubnik I like a lot too. I mean, this guy's a gamer. We've seen his film. Everybody loves his film. He's the #1 quarterback in the class. I, for one, think DJ is going to make huge strides going into next year, and that's going to include whether it be continuity, people, staying healthy on the offensive line. That would be great. So maybe we could try out the same 5 out there for a few weeks. Receivers as well. If he gets another true slot guy, whether that be Will Taylor, whether it continues to be Bo Collins, or maybe it's Antonio Williams, like you said, maybe he comes in and plays early. I think if we can just stay a little healthy and stay a little consistent, I think that's going to go a long way into helping DJ be the player that we know he can be.
Please, God, stay
Yeah.
healthy. I mean, we've really been blessed with a team that has not had to deal with injuries, albeit, also we drank a lot of Ostarine back in the day, according to the
He had to say it.
to the others in the middle part of the state. Houston, what's your thoughts?
Well, y'all took everyone, so I can't really say. I'll just talk about Adam Randall. He's really good. The sad part about this is he seems to be the forgotten piece of this class because of Antonio Williams. And look, that's not a slight to either one here. Antonio Williams, supremely talented, but you need a slot and you need a boundary. And Adam Randall is going to be a fantastic boundary. And I think he's walking into a situation where, a lot of times you need a boundary receiver needs to kind of, let it breathe a little bit. T. Higgins wasn't T. Higgins day one. He grew into that. Justin Ross wasn't Justin Ross day one. He grew into that through the season. Adam Randall might not make early impacts during the 2022 season, but he could be a name, especially if you get deep into the 2022 season, that you look at the end of the season and you go, hey, this kid, he's a freak. And I think that's going to be something that we'll be talking about next year is the emergence of both Adam Randall and Antonio Williams, along with a plethora of other wide receivers that hopefully take steps forward in the offseason.
It's going to be interesting to see. You got your typical Joseph Ngata. Now that Ladson has transferred out, you got E.J. Williams that you expect to be kind of top on the depth chart there. But late in the season, Dakari Collins was really taking in and really stepping in for a need while E.J. Williams was out. And some believe that he's good, just as good, if not even better than E.J. Williams. So, you got these younger guys that are going to demand playing time, going to want to be seen out there. And then you also have, like you said, Adam Randall and Antonio Williams. Clemson University has always bragged on being wide receiver U, and I think they're continuing to land top wide receivers, even though at the 0 hour with Antonio Williams. But if you look at that, if you look at the roster, Ngata, Williams, EJ, and then you've got Will Taylor, who's a shifty little guy, and then Dakari Collins, Bo Collins, Troy Stellato, who has yet to really show what he can do. And then Adam Randall, Antonio Williams. It could be another stacked preseason on paper class. I know a lot of times we talk about that and then we get beat up for bragging on them so much, but it could be a big deal for these guys to come out and show up soon. Now, I feel like the wide receiver group is a little bit more stacked. It's going to be harder to go up that roster than it would be for, say, the cornerbacks. But I really like what you said. A lot of people in the chat are also saying Toriano Pride as well.